In this 9-year-long tale, there are still some stories Ted didn't get around to telling. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 unanswered questions in How I Met Your Mother. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at some of the unanswered mysteries of this show, even if they may have been addressed in deleted scenes, because they're technically not canon. Number 10. How did Marshall save the world?
Barney, Marshall didn't quit his last soul-sucking corporate job just to go work at a bank. He's gonna be an environmental lawyer.
Since Marshall was a kid, he dreamed of becoming an environmental lawyer and saving the world. But when he finally did become an environmental lawyer, it wasn't exactly what he expected.
Look at what's happening to the environment, and we're here doing the limbo? Man, we should be ashamed of ourselves.
His own boss was discouraged and accepted minuscule court settlements. That is, until Marshall inspired him to fight the good fight again. After a major win over an evil corporation, Marshall says that they're going to save the planet, and future Ted assures us that they did.
We're gonna save the planet.
And kids, as we now know, they did.
Yet, throughout the rest of Marshall's career, he goes back and forth between corporate and environmental law. Though he eventually becomes a judge, we never get to see exactly what Marshall did that saved the world.
Judge in Queens is retiring, so I'm gonna be a judge.
Number 9. Does the gang keep in touch regularly?
Wow. A genuine Sherbatsky sighting out in nature. At this point, that's like seeing Sasquatch.
Future Ted has admitted that as the gang grew older, they drifted a bit. Whenever he's talking to his kids though, he still calls them all aunts and uncles, so they obviously still see each other on holidays, birthdays, and of course, Slapsgiving. But there was also a huge portion of the finale dedicated to Robin disappearing from the group and they barely saw her.
Here we are again. Another big moment for us, and Robin's missing it.
However, at Ted and Tracy's wedding, everyone seems to be okay with each other again.
You RSVP'd no.
I did. But someone pretty persuasive talked me into it.
So, even though they may not speak daily anymore, hopefully that means at least every now and then the gang reunites and closes down McLaren's. Number 8. Did the mother have a doppelganger? It's a long-running joke throughout the series that every member of the gang has a doppelganger.
There was lesbian Robin. There was mustache Marshall. And of course, stripper Lily.
In fact, finding stripper Lily, Mexican wrestler Ted, and Barney's Dr. John Stengel all happened at very crucial times in their lives.
Wow! It is like looking into a poorly dressed mirror.
This begs the question, did the mother have a doppelganger? When she became an official member of the gang, it only stands to reason that they might be in search of her doppelganger.
I guess I'm old-fashioned. I believe that each of us only gets one. And I got mine already.
There have been entire episodes and story arcs around finding the doppelgangers. But even just a quick flash forward to meeting the mothers would have been awesome. Or maybe she was just one of a kind.
Your heart and soul serene, and life will raise me.
Number 7. What happened in Rome?
All right, we're going to Italy.
See!
In the final season, we got to see quite a bit into the gang's future, but we never got to see what happened in Rome. Throughout the show, we saw most of the characters grow in their lives and careers, so we feel a little cheated that we never saw Lily thrive when she finally got her dream job. In some short clips, Lily obviously did well. We just wish we got to see a bit more of her Roman adventure.
Mickey! Andiamo a mangiare il gelato! È un'idea fantastica!
Also, what did Marshall end up doing in Rome? Lily was working, their parents were looking after the kids. Did Marshall just sit around all day eating Funyuns? We want to know.
Ti amo, fratello, non mastriani tutti i fogni.
Non mi listo papando tutti. C'è un altro sacchetto in cucina.
Number 6. Who was number 31?
Congratulations, Papa.
Stop it! This is a disaster!
It seems like the show's finale arguably raised way more questions than it answered. While the long-held secret of the mother of Ted's kids was finally over, a new mystery mother was introduced. In an effort to one-up his perfect week, Barney beat his record with a perfect month, but then girl number 31 got pregnant and Barney became a father.
That last girl, number 31,
Oh, that's a pretty name. What is that, French?
she's pregnant.
In true Barney fashion, he never spoke her name aloud, and we have no idea who she is.
Number 31 won't let me in the delivery room.
We're gonna need a name eventually.
We got a short glimpse of her in a deleted scene from the finale, but considering how much the birth of his daughter touched Barney's heart, we feel we should have gotten the chance to meet the mother.
You are the love of my life.
Number 5. Why did Ted and Tracy wait so long to get married? Ted proposed to Tracy twice, once at the lighthouse, and again 5 years later after the birth of their daughter.
Will you marry me on Thursday? I called your office, you got nothing on Thursday. Will you marry me on Thursday?
Yes.
For a guy so desperate to get married, he certainly waited a long time before actually tying the knot.
Hey, so are you guys ever gonna tie the knot, or are you just comfortable living in sin?
Someone's gotten a bit judgy.
We get the irony of how Ted sort of went backwards in his life. First he bought the house, then had a baby, then got married. But this doesn't really mesh with his personality, which begs the question, did something specific happen to push off their wedding?
We'll get around to it. It's just, with life and jobs and kids. Plus, this one's still insisting on getting married in a French castle.
Maybe, like Marshall and Lily having a baby, they were waiting to meet the mother's doppelganger as a sign that it was finally time. We'll never know.
I can't believe it. It's Ted Mosby's wedding day.
Yes! After only 7 years and 2 kids. Guys, am I rushing into this?
Number 4. Mugger or monkey?
All right, look, the reason that I don't have any money on me is because I got mugged.
Getting mugged in New York is no laughing matter, except maybe when you're mugged by a monkey. When Marshall arrived at the bar with a harrowing story of how he got mugged in Central Park, Lily decided to buy a gun for safety, so Marshall changed his story to him actually being mugged by a monkey from the zoo.
Watch it. Don't get any closer. Oh, it's cool. It's cool.
Naturally, when the rest of the gang heard this version of the story, they ruthlessly made fun of him.
I got mugged by a monkey.
Marshall flip-flopped between both stories, driving the gang, and all of us, crazy over which story is fact or fiction.
I wasn't mugged by a monkey.
He never gave us the answer.
Ted, you've known him the longest. Is he telling the truth?
Ted, don't.
I can't tell.
Number 3. What disease did the mother have? The season 9 epic was, in theory, the tale of how Ted met the mother of his children. But when we finally did meet her, we only spent such little time with her, and apparently so did Ted.
I mean, come on. Yeah, of course she showed up. What mother is going to miss her daughter's wedding?
In a wildly controversial twist, it was revealed that the mother developed some sort of disease that ended tragically in her death.
Right from the moment I met your mom, I knew I have to love this woman as much as I can, for as long as I can, and I can never stop loving her, not even for a second.
However, we never found out which illness she actually had. The natural assumption might be cancer, but since it's never said in the show, we can't know for sure.
Even then, in what can only be called the worst of times, all I could do was thank God.
Number 2. What was the Cockamouse?
Oh my God! It's the Cockamouse!
Is it a cockroach? Is it a mouse? Is it some sort of hybrid species of the two? How can it fly? So many questions left unanswered. An early episode brought us one of the show's first and best unsolved mysteries. One day in the apartment, Marshall and Lily came across the meanest looking mouse you've ever seen. Or was it a cockroach? According to Marshall and Lily, it was a cockamouse.
It's a whole new species, the Cockamouse.
And it's the size of a potato.
They eventually came out on top in a battle for the apartment when, after attempts to kill it proved futile, they threw it out the window. In a later episode, it's revealed that the cockamouse survived and bred. Should we be terrified?
It used to live in our apartment. It must have settled here, and oh, look, it had babies. Good for it.
Number 1. Where did Ted get the pineapple? Of course, the infamous pineapple incident. After getting blackout drunk, Ted wakes up with no memory, a sprained ankle, a woman in his bed, and a pineapple.
There's a girl in your bed.
And a pineapple. Am I the only one who's curious about the pineapple?
As he pieces together what happened, all of these questions are answered except the most pressing one, the pineapple. Even Trudy is no help with this one.
Damn it, Trudy, what about the pineapple? Sorry.
Speaking of Trudy, she's at the center of another mystery. Did Ted really ride the tricycle?
Tell me!
Some stories you tell, some stories you don't.
But like Ted says, some stories are better left untold, especially if we're to accept the contrived answer to the pineapple incident revealed in a deleted scene. Thankfully, it never aired, so we're still calling this one of the greatest unanswered questions.
Oh, and we never found out where that pineapple came from, but it was delicious.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.